So I'm about to talk to you about my April TBR. How are we in April? Like, mind is blown, but let's talk about what I intend to read in April. Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome back to my channel, and just thank you for being here. If you haven't already, guys, please click that subscribe button. I'm gonna get that out of the way now. I am absolutely loving filming videos. I'm in a bit of a hype at the moment at like filming quite a few. So I've got about 4 videos lined up. One has already gone out. So I'm really excited to bring you more videos. But any more ideas on videos you want me to do, guys, please let me know. But now we've got that out of the way, let's talk about what I'm going to read in April. Now, this is probably going to go out before my March reading wrap up. So it probably will be a bit of a surprise, but also a bit of a spoiler as to what I read in March. And I do intend to pick up Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. So I read Redeeming 6 in March and absolutely adored it. So I am actually recording this at the end of March and I haven't quite finished it, so that's why I haven't recorded it, edited and put it out. But Taming 7 is the 5th book in the Boys of Tommen series, and this follows Gibbsy and Claire. You see a bit of their story throughout the other 4 books, but I don't think we see the true Gibbsy in those stories. I don't think we see what goes on behind closed doors, and I don't think it's going to be as simple. I love Gibbsy as a character. He is quirky, he is funny, he is so lovable, and yeah, I'm just super excited to get into his book. It is actually one of the shorter books as well, so I am really excited to get into this. There are songs for Gibbsy. I've just seen songs at the back. And songs for Claire. A lot of Taylor Swift. Oh, good grief. I might have to find the playlists for these and listen to them. But yeah, so that is the plan. I don't know when. This isn't going to be my first pick of April. So, but I do know I do want to get in. But I do have 2 weeks off. And I am also going away, which I will talk about a little bit later. But yeah, that's the first book I've thought about, but won't be the first book I pick up in April. Now, by now, you will already have seen my March book haul, and you'll know that I received When Sally Killed Harry by Lucy Roth, and I actually intend to pick this up in April. It's not an ARC, which I thought it was. It has already released, but I am actually going to pick this up in audio. So my first book of the month is a thriller, so I probably won't pick this one up straight away. I need to find a romance to listen to. I can't mix my genres. All I know is that this is the title. I've read nothing on it. I saw this on a TikTok video and was like, oh, I'm intrigued. But I did basically read the first few lines of the synopsis, and it says, this is the story of how I killed Harry Collins. I mean, we're there. Destined to be the great love of my life until one day I wake up in the Big Apple with the world's worst hangover, an empty bank account, and the sinking feeling that my life has just nosedived. She's been swindled out of all her money. I'm guessing that's where we're going. So I am excited to get into this one. I feel like it's not going to be too hard hitting either, which is kind of nice because I've got quite a mixed bag of books this month. So yeah, definitely excited to get into this one. And yeah, thank you so much to the guys at HarperCollins for gifting me a copy. Now, I should probably talk about the first book that I want to read in April, and that is The Maid's Secret by Anita Prose. Now, this releases on April 10th, so I do want to get it read before I actually release it, so I can give people a review before they go out and buy it. That being said, it is on NetGalley, and I can already see I'm having formatting issues. I am breaking up from work on the 4th, so I do have that week to read it before it releases, but I will probably start reading it on Tuesday, just because I don't know how long it's going to take me. When the formatting is off, I struggle to read on my iPad. So yeah, I'm going with it. This is the 3rd book in the Molly the Maid series. I absolutely adore Molly the Maid, but I have listened to the other 2 books on audio. So that is exciting to an extent, that I'm reading Molly for the first time, but I'm so immersed in her world in audio. Like, I've listened to both of the books in the series and the novella, and I've loved them. I just think I love Molly. She's so quirky, she's so different, but yeah, I've just fallen in love with her, and I'm not a cozy mystery kind of girl. So I haven't read anything about the book. I saw the author, saw the title, requested the ARC, and I was lucky enough to be accepted. It was a fangirl moment, to say the least. Now, continuing on with my Chris Carter a month, I will be picking up The Death Sculpture. This is book 3 in the Robert Hunter series, and I have really enjoyed the other 2, with them ranking well into the 4 stars. So this is book 3, like I said, of the Robert Hunter series. Again, I haven't actually read anything about this series. I've gone into it quite blind, purely because I know it's horror-based and I think it would put me off. They're quite graphic thriller books. But I love that. I thought I would hate it, but I didn't. So this one follows a student nurse who has the shock of her life when she discovers her patient, prosecutor Derek Nicholson, brutally murdered in his bed. The act seems senseless. Nicholson was terminally ill with only weeks to live. But what most shocks Detective Robert Hunter of the Los Angeles Robbery Homicide Division is the calling card the killer left behind. I'm not reading any more than that because I don't want to be spoiled. But wow, just wow. I am so excited to pick this up. It will probably be part of my 2 weeks off because it is more of a substantial copy. But the chapters are normally really short in a Chris Carter, so I should get through this pretty quickly. And yeah, this is your sign to pick up Chris Carter because I didn't think I'd like him as an author because he'd be too gory for me, but absolutely loving this series so far. As I've already mentioned, I am going to be off work for a couple of weeks in April, and rather excitingly, I have booked in a readathon day, but even more excitedly than that, I am away the second week, but I am visiting Hay-on-Wye. Now, this is something I've always wanted to do, and my other half has offered to take me down for us to spend a couple of days down there and have a wander around the town. I am super excited. We literally have only just booked it, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. But we'll talk about the readathon day. I am reading with the lovely Amelia, who I know does watch these videos, and we are going to do a bit of a readathon. And the first book that we are going to pick up is Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. It's a pretty short and sweet book. I adore Lynn Painter, and so does Amelia, and we have said we are going to buddy read a Lynn Painter book for well over a year now, and we've just never had the same day off. And we finally found a day off together. So we are going to be live over on TikTok on the 10th of April from 9 till 5, and we are going to read Happily Never After. I have literally just put every Lynn Painter book in my wish list because I love Lynn Painter. I haven't read much about it, but I love her writing so much. When Sophie finds out right before getting married that she's been cheated on again, it's time for drastic action. Instead of calling the wedding off, she hires a gorgeous stranger Max to interrupt the ceremony and confront her fiancé. Ooh, drama. I'm intrigued. So I will probably read this on the live. It is quite short. It is... oh no, that's a snippet into another book. Ooh, which book is that? Oh, I've read Love Wager. So this book is 300 pages. I will definitely get that read in the live. When I am live for 3 hours, I read nearly 200 pages. And Lynn Painter's quite a nice, easy read. So very excited for this. I'm very excited to have a friend to read it with. It goes without saying, guys, we have a plan for said readathon, and we are going to have book number 2 lined up just in case we do finish on the live, and that is Mr. Wrong Number, again by Lynn Painter. I actually read book 2 before I read book 1, but there were no spoilers. Obviously, they reference to the couple in here, but I wasn't too bothered. I didn't realise at the time because I didn't own this one until I was kindly gifted it. So bad luck has always followed Olivia Marshall, but when a "what are you wearing" text from a random number turns into the hottest, most entertaining relationship of her life, she thinks things might be looking up. Already intrigued. So yeah, super excited. This will be book number 2. I don't imagine I'll read both, but again, it is quite a quick read. Oh god, Love Wager is in every single one of her books. So this is 324, so we'll see how we go. But I am off work, so I will just continue to read it, and I don't currently have any plans. But yeah, on a side note to this, Lynn Painter was in my list of authors to backlist, so I am kind of going through her backlist, but you guys have actually picked John Mars, so I'm probably going to be ending up doing Lynn Painter, but I am working through John Mars, which you will see very soon. Now, obviously, I have just mentioned that John Mars is the author you guys have picked over on my poll on this channel, so I will be picking up The One. Now, I have this on my Kindle, and I have heard that it is his best book, so I'm a bit nervous about reading one of his best books early on. I did look into BookBeats because I did read The Vacation by John Mars in March, and funnily enough, I have listened to or read the books that are in BookBeats, apart from the ones that are locked and you have to pay extra for. So I didn't realise that was an actual thing on BookBeats, but there we go. So I haven't actually read anything on The One. I think from hearing other people talk about it, it's the one where, excuse the pun, it's basically the one where they get matched, and like there's like DNA testing and different people get matched together, and I think one couple is a serial killer and a police officer. So I'm very intrigued. I've heard a lot of people talk about it and rave about it, so I am super excited to get into that and just see where we're at. But yeah, that is the John Mars I will be picking up. If I have time, I'll probably pick up another one, and we'll see though. I'm giving myself quite a lot of books to read this month. And I know I have 2 weeks off, but when I'm in Hay-on-Wye, I'm not going to be sat reading. I'm going to be in every bookshop going. So we'll see. But The One is definitely on my radar for April. Now, obviously, I have looked into audiobooks for BookBeat, and nothing is shouting out at me at the moment. I think I am going off audiobooks a little bit. However, I am intending to pick up The Do-Over by Lynn Painter because it is available on BookBeats. So not intentional that I've got 3 Lynn Painters lined up for April, but I did want to pick up this one. I have quite a few of hers left to read anyway, so it was available on BookBeats. This will probably be my first listen of April purely because I'm picking up The Maid's Secret as the first book. So this will most definitely be my second book, well, my first audio book, because it's the opposite genre and I do always try and fluctuate. After lying through a dumpster fire of a Valentine's Day, Amelia Hornby escapes to her grandmother's house for some much needed girl talk and companionship. There Emily passes out on the couch, and when she wakes up she's back home in her own bed. Hoping this is not too overdone. I do struggle sometimes with these kind of books. I have rated these kind of books 3 stars in the past, where you go back in time. However, I have read a thriller that was Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and again that was Reliving the Same Day. So I'm hoping I love this as much. It can be overdone. There was a romance, I think, the 7-year slip where she kept flicking between times, and I wasn't 100% sold on it. So I'm hoping that that isn't the case because Lynn Painter's writing is something I absolutely adore. So yeah, this may be a controversial one for me, but we'll see how we go. And I actually nearly forgot to mention this one. And obviously we have a book club pick for April, and that is To Catch a Firefly. Now, I have read absolutely nothing on this, but as part of book club, we are doing Autism Awareness Month. Obviously, you guys know what I do for a living if you know me. But yeah, basically, we are reading that over 3 weeks. We are splitting the month, but I don't know what the second book is in April to talk about, and it will go in my May wrap-up anyway, because I will not finish it until well into May. But yeah, it's Autism Awareness. I believe that the person in the book is autistic, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked into it. I do know it's available on Kindle Unlimited. I probably should look into it, but I kind of like going into the book club books blind because some of the book club books I've read going in blind are some of the best books I've ever read. So I'm going to leave it at that. That is the book. If you want to go and look into it, then let me know. But yeah, if you've read it, also let me know. I've heard it's quite emotional. I'm not sure I'm quite ready for that, but we're going to go with it. But yeah, that's the book club pick for April. And that's a wrap on the books I intend to read in April. Let me know in the comments what your April TBR is, and also just generally let me know what you're reading at the moment. I feel like I don't really chat with you guys much on BookTube, and yeah, I want to do that a bit more. But yeah, that's my April TBR. It may be a little adventurous, it may not. It depends how much reading I get done when I'm off. I currently don't have any plans really, so yeah, kind of just going with the flow. Gonna try and get a few bits of reading done. I do also want to get back into a few other hobbies, but that is the April wrap up, guys. So thank you so much for joining me on yet another video, and if you haven't already, as I did say at the beginning of the video, click that subscribe button and join me for some future videos.